we only had about 7 songs, so we would do that like twice, and then that would take like an hour, but we had the place for like 3 hours, so we would sit and drink cider and have a bit of crack and stuff. But this night, Lawrence didn't show up, and we're sitting there going, what are we gonna do, and Kirky says, he only lives in Newton Arch Road. Let's go, and go and get him, because this was night time, so he obviously wasn't working, and like back then, these days, somebody turns around and says to me, we'll have a rehearsal this week, and going, oh, fuck, okay, but back then it was rehearsal, because it wasn't even a case of just going to a rehearsal, your mates came along as well, but it became like a sort of like a club, as such, and Ted and Joe Gray, Jared would come along, and I mean, he'll probably put a wee comment on this, remembering times like this. But Kirky says, let's go and get Lawrence. We'll go around. We'll just rap his door, and basically kidnap him. It doesn't matter if he's tired. We want to rehearse. We're going to rehearse, sort of thing. So we actually walked from the Castlereagh Road round to the Newton Arch Road, to his mum's house, and she lived off. I can't remember exactly which street it was, but it was close to the Oval anyway, the Oval football ground. So we reached his house, and back then everybody kept their doors open, especially wee women, and Lawrence's mum was like a wee old woman, so Lawrence was a lot older than us, but and so she was like a grandmother sort of thing, and she was sitting in a chair and she was crying, and we're going, what do you do, what do you think's happened here, and he said to me, well, we're going to have to go in and ask her, if she's okay, sort of thing, and like, where's Lawrence? Why is he not there? Sort of comforting her, sort of thing. So I went in anyway, and I went, Mrs. Lawrence, I didn't know her second name. Mrs. Lawrence, are you okay? And she went, oh, son, my Lawrence, and I went, is he okay? She says, no, he's not going to be okay for the foreseeable future. And I went, what happened to him? She said, he was eaten by a bin lorry. I mean, I've Gregsy and Kirky and Ted, Joe, all behind me, all going, and I'm going, I'm really sorry to hear about that. Mrs. Lawrence, what is he in hospital? Is he is he dead? No, he's not dead. He's just got tired. I mean, if you get eaten by a bin lorry, you're going to get you're going to have. I said, so he'll not be at rehearsal tonight then, and she went, no, son, he'll not be at rehearsal tonight. He's in the he's in the Ulster Hospital in Dundonald, recovering from his wounds. So we went back to apologised to her and said, you tell Lawrence to take as much time as he wants, and everything. But we're going back to the hall, going, we really wanted to rehearse tonight, sort of thing. So we said, what will we do? Well, we've got this time. Let's just sit and drink our cider, and we'll, just have a wee bit of crack amongst each other. So we sort of lit some candles in the middle of a circle, and there were about 8 of us, and we sat with the cider, and then we said, you know what? Let's have a bit of crack here. We're going to go round everybody, and everybody's going to sing a song. And it doesn't matter how bad you are, it's going to be entertaining, sort of thing. So Eddie, it was like a kind of a spin the bottle thing as to who was to go. But if you spun the bottle twice and you already had to go, you weren't going to be asked to sing twice because everybody was fucking dreadful. Up to that point anyway. So the bottle spun, and Eddie sang. Eddie sang like a Blackfoot song or something like that, highway song, and we're all going, magic, Eddie, that's great, sort of thing. And round a Kirky, and Kirky says, I'm not doing it. And we says, Kirky, you have to do it. You have to sing a song, or you're not getting any more cider. So Kirky was like, whoa, okay, I'll sing a song. So he was like, smoke on the water. And I know I'm sounding bad doing it, for this vlog, but he was like 100 times worse. So it got to my turn. And everybody's like, right, big Harv, or well, we Harv back then, sort of thing, but still, it's your turn. And I'm going, what the fuck am I going to sing here? Then I remembered one of the songs that Lawrence sang, which was Sweet Child of Mine, or not Sweet Child of Mine, Child in Time, Sweet Child in Time, Deep Purple. So they were going, right, okay, work away, but Lawrence always had the music and stuff, for us, that boom, 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 ba-da-ba-dum, boom. But I didn't have any music or anything, so I just sat and went, sweet child of time, little line. And I started singing and started going under, and then went in the and up the high notes. Well, everybody just sat. Now, Gracie got up. I'll never forget this. And he got up and he walked over to where we had set up the drums and the bass and the guitar and stuff ready for the rehearsal. And he lifted my bass and he went to the door. And he threw it outside, and a car ran over the top of it. And I went, what the fuck did you do that for? He says, you're our singer. You're now our singer. Forget about the bass, you're gonna... And I went, well, we haven't got a bass player, so I'm gonna have to play the bass and sing at the same time, and you've just fucking destroyed, Brian May's guitar. Brian May wasn't a fucking bass player. so I had to get a lend of another bass. I got it from Big Morris Duncan. He had like this guitar, like a Gibson SG bass with plastic strings. But it did me, for a wee while, and then eventually we got a bass player. Eric Coleman came and started playing bass. And I just went on to the vocals, and that was it. And I never looked back. And it wasn't, as I say, it wasn't anything that I really wanted to do. I didn't even really want to play bass at the time. I just knew that I wanted to be in a band. And to tell you the truth, for like 2 years leading up to that point, I had been roadieing for Rob Braniff, a big sort of equipment organisation that would put the gear on the stage for the big bands that would come to town. So they would have their head roadies, obviously, but these were like Joan Armatrading, Status Quo, The Cure, and all these bands at the time anyway that were sort of, and